Well, after being taught and reminded of a lesson in the comments over the last few days, we're going to start what I will now call our official farewell tour, because we are now going to use the feature that's already been in the game to say that we're leaving and resigning at the end of the season and retiring from football. We'll see what impact that has, as over the next two episodes, we have got 4 games in 3 competitions that may well go a long way to deciding our season. We've got a narrow advantage in the Champions League as we head into the second leg today. But first of all, we've got a big Premier League fixture. We've got to decide how to rotate the squad. And more importantly, we've got to keep our gap to champions Liverpool just below us. Yes, hello and welcome along to part 153 of Saving Southend with me, Daniel. We are back today to face Manchester United and Barcelona in a blockbuster doubleheader. But we're also going to follow the advice of Andy, thank you down in the comments, who's reminded me of a feature that was put into FM a little while ago, which is we are going to say that we're retiring at the end of the season, and hopefully we're going to be able to start an official farewell tour. And I'm kind of interested, having not used this feature before, to see how it affects results, how it affects morale, whether it has any impact on things on or off the pitch, and to see how we're going to go. So if you're looking forward to that, please do put a thumbs up on the video. The next 4 games over the next 2 episodes are going to be absolutely pivotal. You know, it's Borough and Liverpool coming up in a couple of days as we try and reach an FA Cup final and push ourselves further clear in the league. If we beat United today, it will just give us that buffer zone in case things do go wrong against the champions. Firstly, though, let's put our notice in. We are going to retire at the end of the club season. What is the reaction to this? Would there be anything the board say that would make you reconsider your decision to retire? No, I'm not, is basically the simple answer. I'm afraid I'm quite keen to leave. It's not even that. I think my time here has come to an end. It doesn't really fit, does it? Because those questions are sort of saying, I want to leave the club, whereas actually I'm just saying I want to retire. I'm going to say my time has come to an end. We're incredibly disappointed and we'll miss your leadership. I think we're a legend now officially, aren't we? We'd rather it didn't come to this, but wish you the best for the future. Now, what are the reactions to this? We've won 6 league titles across all the competitions, 9 cup trophies as well. We've earned support, played wing play at Southend. Yeah, I mean, we've not really varied on the style because it's been so effective throughout. We obviously got that Champions League last year, but we want to add to this. We have still got a chance to win up to 3 more trophies, and most importantly, regain our Premier League crowns. We'll see if we can do it. Why have you decided to leave Southend and retire at the end of the season? And what effect do you see it having on the team the rest of this campaign? Your guess, Ricardo, is as good as mine. I think it's the right time to call it a day, and I'm hoping we can go out in style. Would be fantastic if I could walk away with my head held high. Let's do that. It's set to be the end of an era following the announcement you intend to step down after a hugely successful managerial stint at Southend. Why is now the time? Let's say, happens to every manager. We've reached a natural conclusion. Yeah, that's fair. And with that talk in the last episode of a tycoon takeover and the club going in a different direction, it just feels like the right time to do it. I do want to check before we go into this season end. Yes, we are. We're in the club legends page and we're just above my head to be seen there. We're up with Steve Tilson, so who knows? Maybe if we skip in the future, the next stadium will be named after me. Although probably they'll just go for Joe Hugill instead, won't they? Some interesting choices as always in the icons, and that very heavily weighted to attacking players, isn't it? But for us, we're going to go through the inbox. We're going to go through to the first game today. Liverpool are at home to a struggling Sheffield United. We're at home to Manchester United. I feel like we can't afford to lose ground here. So let's see how we get on. We're making probably a couple of changes from midweek. You saw the game at Barca. There were a few heavy match loads, but we are going to have to risk a few. And unfortunately, we just have to hope that we can cope. So you can see the players that are missing out on a squad. This is what we've gone for. The returning players from the Barca game you saw at the end of last episode are Ryan Adamson on the left, Marciano in the middle, Vucic at right back, and Wills up front. So 4 changes in total from midweek. Vasquez, Elmi, Memic, and who else drops to the bench? Oh, it's Torres dropping out, isn't it? I think that's it from the squad. Otherwise, we're going the same. I'm trying to balance it as much as possible. We're trying to keep things fresh, and we're trying to keep as many informed players in the team as we can, despite the fact we've got injury struggles in certain positions. So this is the 11 in full. It is Quetta between the sticks, Carlos and Ivusic the fullbacks, with Herbert and Hansen continuing in the middle. Christian Rakowski will return in midweek for Hansen though. We've got Katala and Adamson out wide, both out of form and one of them not fit, with Bernberg and Marciano in the middle. And then Wills and Fair through the middle up front. Of course, Bernberg can go up front now if we need it as well. Our superstar striker, well, converted striker. He's carried on from his League Cup form and hopefully he'll do what he did in that final and find a way to set up a goal again. Let's go and get into the first one against United. Not threatening the title this year, but the second half of the season have been better. We're going to have to be wary of their threat here. Well, Mauricio Pochettino is in charge of United, and I think this is the first time there are no original players in the squad at all. We know there's quality in there. We've seen the likes of Sarpay score against us before, Miller up as well, and Connor's a player at left back we've tried to sign previously, but no originals anywhere to be seen. So let's go and get through this. Tell the boys to prove a point. We've got most inspired or motivated. We've got a team that is in good form and is doing pretty well. So let's hope we can carry on as we did against Barcelona, where Joe Wills came and got involved. And hopefully he'll be able to deliver the goods today, because we have had a couple of games where we've not been able to go and win it, go and push on and be a dominant force. And it's been the story of the second half of the year, hasn't it? Efficient, getting over the line, but not really dominating matches, not putting teams away. So let's hope today we can find a way to win, as United early doors are the team dominating. Here is Pitbull through to Milan. That's so poor, because Quetta dives out the way. Have you taken a bung or something? He literally dived out the way of the shot before Milan took it. Went and covered, I don't know, the 6-yard box, not the goalpost. And it was just tapped in by Milan. Not the start we were hoping for. Possibly a European hangover, as Adamson's got it on the left to Bernberg. We know we can beat this side, but it's not the ideal start. Though Adamson has been put in by Wills. Chance to shoot, it deflects in. It rifles to the top corner, but via a nick off the defender. The commentary says now that's football, but there was a little bit of fortune in that. One shot on target per side and one goal apiece. But Wills and Adamson, two of the players that come in, get the goal and assist respectively. Got to be happy with that, as we're trying to play out from the back with Carlos. Can we now get on the front foot? Adamson on the left. He's just a little sluggish there. And it's not going to help him scoring if he then causes a goal at the other end. This time Quetta does cover the goal. Maybe he just had one to go in the first half. He comes to our rescue on this occasion, as Milan has got the chance to put the corner in. It's been a threat in this game. Vega wins the header. Not sure where the marking was. It's over the bar. 20 gone. This is anyone's game. Well, this is where I start to get frustrated in these big games, because how many episodes in a row now in one of these big matches have we had a key player get injured? This time it's Lewis Herbert, possibly the most key of them all. Both Rakowski and Hansen aren't as good. They've been out of form at times this season. We were trying to get Rakowski that rest ready for midweek, so it's not going to be a strong partnership against Barcelona. And if that Herbert injury is bad, it could cost us. The only good news at the minute, and it's gone right now, is that Liverpool are still 0-0 with Sheffield United. That's now 1-0 as soon as I said it. Don't know why I bothered. Every commentary is a curse. At half-time here, that injury's taken the stuffing out of the game. No chances for either side since. I just want to say, I'm not that happy. We've not dominated the match. We're going to take Marciano off, who's on a booking and had a poor half. Leighton Muscat will come on against his former club. I won't do anything further just yet. It was going to be Hansen for Rakowski a bit later on, but obviously now that's been kiboshed by the Herbert injury. And it's a good job we brought Vite back from that loan, because I've got a feeling we're going to end up needing him here. We're now cheering on Sheffield United, as well as hoping for a goal ourselves, as Nana Fair's free kick fizzed across the box and away, as Katala gets it on the right into Ivusic. Deflects to the goalkeeper. He can only palm it away, put behind, no risk taken by the defender. And we're starting to push forward again as Adamson's got the corner. They're telling us to play for set pieces, but it's not the same without the man up there. You can see Hansen wins the head up, but it's not got the conviction of one from Lewis Herbert. Come on, Sheffield United. We need a favour here. At the hour mark, we're going for changes. It will be Bernberg off for Kivrakidis, and it will be Adamson. Good hour for him after injury. Vasquez replacing him on the left. One change remaining if we need it. But who knows? It might be decided by an injury at this point. If not, I'll probably take off Fair for Teddy Ivanov soon. Maybe even Liban Elmi. I could go for the big ones up top. Let's go Elmi and Wills together. We have to find a goal. Liverpool are winning. They're putting the pressure on. It puts so much on the game at Anfield if we don't win this. I was going to throw some encouragement out, but again, we're on the defensive side. So Vucic wins it back to Rakowski, and now Muscat. Not played much this season, but he's contributing here. Finds Joe Wills. Great turn. Oh, what a goal. Joe Wills, that is sensational. Muscat played the ball forward, but he had plenty to do. Round the defender, took a touch a little wide. And that is just simply sublime. Joe Wills to the rescue. It's 2-1. And Carlos has the throw into Vasquez. Can we really put the hammer down now? Muscat on the left loses the challenge. Georgiou gets it away as far as Carlos. And now Vasquez in towards Liban Elmi. He's up and heads just over. Could do with getting him back in form because Wills might not be fit in midweek. Come on, Sheffield United. It's only 1-0 there. We could really do with an equaliser in that game just to restore that advantage. As Joe Wills goes for the switcher play to a Vucic. We need to get a third here, by the way. Make sure we don't have a nervy finish. Though we've not often done that this year. Though here goes a Vucic on his own. Had to just drill that across the box. Instead, tried to be clever, put it straight in the keeper's hands. Elmi plays wide to Katala though. Since the goal, United have obviously gone for it. And there is so much space on the counter. Muscat plays a 1-2 with Katala. And he somehow gets the ball out of that challenge. Finds Muscat again. Shots just over. We cannot find that way to put a game to bed. It's the same old story. And it's going to be a nervy finish. If we go into stoppage time, just 1 goal up. I want to stay on the front foot because we're finding so much space and I don't trust us to defend the lead. As Vasquez here, 30 yards out. If you can deliver something special here, I'll be a very happy man. Luis Vasquez over the bar. How many minutes? 7. Definitely not time wasting now. There's too long to go. We've played 4 or 5 of it. Then we might think about it. Let's now do it. Fullbacks on defence. No need to offer up space. I'm not going to go nuts here. But we don't need to offer too much space up. Muscat, you just drop into that sort of deep line support role. And again, we won't go as crazy as normal with this stuff. But we will time waste all the time. And we will slow the pace down. And we will drop the line of engagement. The rest, though, will stay the same. There's a minute and a half to go. Liverpool look like they're producing a performance of champions. But we're doing the same down the road. A deserved 2-1 win. It probably should have been more. But a really good performance against United. And crucially, 3 points to show for it. Liverpool do hold on. They keep the gap at 4. We've got a game in hand, albeit it's a tough one. And we've got fixture congestion. And obviously we go to Anfield in our next league game in the next episode. And that could make the gap 1. I kind of expect it to be honest. So we need Liverpool to drop points elsewhere. For now, though, we've got to turn our attention to fixture congestion and injury news. Because Lewis Herbert, 4 weeks, come on. I mean, it means if we get to an FA Cup and Champions League final, he'll be back for it. But it also means all of these 3 crucial games he's going to miss. The tough games against Sheffield United, Chelsea and Hull he's going to miss. And he might just be back for the final couple. I'm going to go first team against Barcelona as much as possible. Middlesbrough in the Cup final. Look, we're fortunate it's a Championship side. I'm going to rest a few in that game. They're bottom of the Championship as well. And they're down by a long way. And they're in administration. Wow. There's a story for us to look at the end of the season when we finish off this save. But crucially, the announcement of our retirement at the end of the year has not affected the first result. We're going to try and get through Barca as strong as possible. Then we'll take a bit of a gamble against lowly Borough. Back in a moment for the second leg as we head to the new camp with a slender 2-1 advantage. Well, this is a big one. We look to retain the crown that we won for the first time last year. And it's the Champions League. We've got a slender advantage against Barcelona as we head to the second leg. Adamson and Torres looks like a fit. We've got persisting news about the takeover which keeps coming through, but I'm not focused on that. And the good thing with announcing I'm leaving is I can just get on with it on the pitch and say, you crack on with whatever you want to do. Atletico Madrid 1-0 up against Liverpool. We beat them in last year's final, so if we get through, I'd rather face them. But we've got to make a decision here. We did it in the Carabao Cup final away at Liverpool. We've done it a couple of times successfully. We've had some tankings away from home in Europe. Do I go for a more defensive style? Do I go for one up front? Do I go for a 4-5-1? With Kivrakidis, with Torres, with Marciano, Bernberg, there's so many options. I feel like I might do it for this game. So I think we're going to get a rerun of the Carabao Cup team, particularly with a weakened centre-half partnership. There's going to be some adjustments made to this. We're going to go as strong as we can, but we are going to gamble on one up front. We'll be back in a minute to run through the 11. Well, despite my initial plans, I think there will only be 2 changes for this game. One of them enforced as Rakowski comes in for the injured Herbert. Hansen moves over to left centre-half. And then we've also gone for the addition of Kivrakidis in place of Nana Fair. I thought about doing Katala, but I'm going to stick with Fair. And we're going to go for it like this. 4-4-2 it looks like. 4-4-2 it won't be. Peter Bernberg will do that 30 seconds up front again before he drops into the holding role. And we're going to hope it's enough to restore this lead and maybe produce a little more on the counter. We've shown it's the best way we can be solid defensively. I've mentioned it before. We've done a lot of this save to be entertaining, to be attacking, to be great to watch. This is my final chance. I want to try and win trophies. We've worked in the Carabao Cup. It got the one we hadn't won before. Let's see if it works at Barcelona. 2 changes in. Kivrakidis goes into Bernberg's role. Bernberg holding role, replacing a striker Fair. And Rakowski forced in. Due to the injury to Herbert, he would have been in anyway, but I'd rather it have been for Hansen. 12 subs on the bench. Let's go to the new camp, see if we can sneak through. Well, we've had a checkered past against Spanish sides in the Champions League. We lost the final to Real Madrid. We won one against Atletico, but we've had some heavy beatings by them. And we know Barca have got a top-line attack. Conceição, the best striker in the world, drops out for Pashaj, who's another one of them. Yamal's still up front of the originals. Xavi's still in charge. It's a decent old side, isn't it? Musiala on the bench again. Let's get through the dressing room. Tell the boys to prove a point. And now we're going to try and do our tactical work. Bernberg will go in here as a deep line playmaker on defend. Kivrakidis will then push up to a support duty, which is his best. And Joe Wills will go through the middle on his own. 4-5-1, defensive as you like. This is not my way at Southend United. We've got to adapt to top quality sides. And I hope that just like the League Cup final, it's going to pay off today. The Champions League music is storming out of the sound speaker here. And hopefully in the first half, it will be Southend United who are celebrating. The Spain boss is in the stands. He's got Katala to watch from us as well. Let's see how we get on. 10 minutes gone. It's been quiet. I want it to be like the Liverpool game where it was boring. There was nothing happening. Would have liked the first minute goal for us as well, but that hasn't happened. As Jamal's got a free kick from distance, nearly 35 yards. He wasn't beating Cusqueta there. It's over the bar. They've still not had a shot on target. We've passed the first milestone. A quarter of the game's gone, and we're yet to let Barca threaten the goal. Now we are back with them on the left-hand side here. Kivrakidis nicking in. We've got that extra body swarm in the midfield, but the pass out has got to be better for Joe Wills, and it wasn't. Dorelli can now carry it forward, and will it cost us? Elena has got a man out left. Vucic has missed his header. It's on a booking as well, and it deflects in. The cross deflects to Pashaj, and now this is the problem. We've not used this tactic and ended up in this position where we have to choose whether to stick or twist because it's now level on aggregate. I'm going to persist with it for now because we've not been under much threat, but we've also offered nothing, and we're going to have to now. We've got to find a goal to get through. So we're going to get to half time and then make a decision. But will we be leveling a tie when we get there? Because it's Barca on top again. We've basically invited them on and trusted ourselves to defend, which we haven't done. Elena now finds Pashaj. We're in trouble. To the byline he goes. He's held up, but he cuts inside. That's world class. That is genuinely world class. Now at half time we have no choice. We've tried to defend the lead. It hasn't worked. And if we want to retain our crown in a Champions League and make sure we win it more than once in this save, we're going to have to go for it. Back to 4-4-2, back to the old tried and trusted. Kivrakidis, you drop duty there. Joe Wills moves across one. Bernberg, you go into the target forward attack role. Joe Wills will be carrying that out. And Nana Fair will be on alongside you. In fact, no, am I going to go for Elmi? Who's the best in it? I don't know. I'm going to go Liban Elmi for now. We'll get them on. Changes made. Adamson off as well for Vasquez. 2 made at the break. We've got to go all out now. Let's hope in the second half. I tell you what, actually. Going to do a Vucic from Memic too. Triple substitution and a gamble from Southend United. We're 10 minutes into the second half. No sign of progress. And I've been left with a muddled mind now. Because do we go for it? What do we do against Liverpool away next week? Because it's worked once. It hasn't worked the other time. And Barca are running riot here. This could be 3. We'll be out the tie. I just want to keep it at 1 so we can go attacking late on. It's back to Mbombo. It's going to be 3, is it? No. What a save, Cusqueta. And now we're just going to see this corner out. And if we don't concede, we'll gamble our last 2 changes early. Wills will come off. Marciano will come off. Torres and Fair will be the 2 to come on. Let's go all out. Let's go aggressive. Ivo Torres on. Nana Fair on. Elmi to the target forward role. Confirm the changes. We need goals. We need them quick if we want to stay in the Champions League. Well, a quarter of the game to go. And it's Barcelona dominating. They've changed shape a little bit here as well. I don't know whether it's just the fullback tucking in, but it looks like three at the back with two in the middle. As Pashaj has moved right a little and he's just world class. Zagara into the box and Bombo again. Right, we're going to go for it. We're going attacking. I know there's a risk we could get absolutely hammered here. But I'd rather go out and go down trying than just accept losing by a couple of goals. We knew in our heart of hearts that a tight game at home wasn't enough. But now we've got to do something very special. You can see how much we're missing Lewis Herbert. The worst outfield player is Soren Hansen. It's so unfair, the timing of that injury, to the captain as well. And we just can't cope. Hansen up to Elmi. Just shows you missing out on De Palma on that free a year and a half ago. Has been a defining moment for winning more cups as Torres is in over the bar, but the offside flag's up. Too good to be true. Can't just have a shot, can we? I'm going to end up regretting this. We encouraged the lads. We got the morale up, but it's made no difference. It has been all Barcelona from start to finish. I'm going to berate. We're going to get one more bit in. But we need 2 goals in 5 minutes plus stoppage time. And to be honest, we're not even having a shot at the moment, let alone a goal. 4 minutes of stoppage time to play. It's over. The Champions League dream has gone. The most we can achieve now is a domestic treble. We are not going to win the Champions League more than once in this save. We got it for the first time last year, but Barcelona have done what Atletico couldn't. They've put us out and stopped us winning a trophy. I'm disappointed we didn't take advantage, but maybe it was just one game too far. Lots of games in quick succession. We've got championship opposition in the FA Cup semi-final. We should reach the final of that one. But it's a bit of a mixed start, isn't it, to the official farewell? The Premier League is edging closer, but that game next time out is going to be massive. We will be back in 2 days for what should be a winning FA Cup semi-final against the Borough side I didn't realise was in administration, but it is going to be muddied by us playing a very reserved team. Then Liverpool away. I mean, it's the defining game, isn't it? I have no idea what to do tactically. They've got an FA Cup semi-final as well at the weekend, I'm pretty sure. And they are playing against Brentford, who are they Championship as well? They are. We've both got Championship opposition, which you know what it means. It's going to be a Southend Liverpool final, which will be at the end of the season. Let's see if we can stay on top in the Premier League title race, though. Join me in a couple of days for the answer. If you enjoyed this one, a mixed day at the office, but no Champions League title for the 2nd year in a row, then please do put a thumbs up on it. Let me know what you think of our official resignation. Will it affect results for the rest of the season? Or are we going to be able to still go and get 2 or 3 trophies, but most importantly, regain that Premier League crown? If you want to stay up to date and find out, then subscribe and turn that notification bell on, as we'll be back in a couple of days' time for the next 2 very big matches. Between now and then, though, we are back tomorrow with a summer transfer special at Sporting Lisbon, and it could be the end of the save. We've got a big decision to make after a string of unusual circumstances, both financially and on the pitch there. So we'll see what state we're left in and make a decision on that one. If you haven't seen it already, though, there is a link in the eye above to our first FM25 Save Ideas video, which was out on Sunday. You can see that up there, as well as the Twitch channel, the football podcast, and a link in the description to pre-order FM25. Get 5% extra off at checkout at Fanatical by using my discount code LOADFM25. You can find all the details down there, and I'll see you back here in a couple of days' time, because we've got 2 more big ones. And that Liverpool game, now we're out the Champions League, looks bigger and bigger than ever.